Scene script. Have you ever wondered how the past, particularly the era of colonization, still impacts nations today, especially those without a coastline? In the grand tapestry of history, few threads have been woven with as much complexity and consequence as that of colonization. It's a chapter that's left an indelible mark on the world map, with African nations bearing a significant brunt of its impacts. In the heart of this continent, there are 16 landlocked nations, their fates sealed by the arbitrary borders drawn during the colonial era. Let's embark on a brief journey back in time, to an era when colonization was shaping Africa's destiny. Powerful nations from Europe descended upon the continent, partitioning it like a cake at a birthday party, with little regard for the cultural, ethnic, and geographical integrity of the region. In this process, 16 nations were left without a coastline, their access to the sea, a vital lifeline for trade and development, unfairly snatched away. The implications of being landlocked are far-reaching. Economically, these countries face a daunting challenge, with the cost of trade being significantly higher due to the absence of ports. Developmentally, the lack of sea access restricts opportunities for industries such as fishing and tourism, limiting their potential for growth and prosperity. But it's not just about economics or development. It's about sovereignty, about having the freedom to decide one's own fate. The sea is more than just a body of water. It's a gateway to the world, a symbol of openness and opportunity. By losing their sea access, these countries were denied a fundamental aspect of their autonomy. The case of Ethiopia and Somalia, currently negotiating a treaty for sea access, serves as a poignant reminder of this ongoing struggle. It underscores the need for change, for a re-evaluation of the boundaries set during colonization. Landlocked countries in Africa are still grappling with the consequences of decisions made centuries ago. But what if there's a way to change that? Imagine a unified front, an organization solely dedicated to advocating for the rights of these 16 landlocked nations. An entity that stands up against the invisible chains of colonization, fighting for the sea access that was unjustly stripped away. This is not a mere dream, but a call to action, a call to unity and change. Let's envision this organization, a united force that will relentlessly fight for the maritime rights of these nations. It will not only strive to reclaim the sea access that these countries lost due to colonial boundaries, but also advocate for treaties that foster unity and cooperation, such as the Ethiopia-Somali Land Agreement. We can call this organization the United Maritime Front for Africa, or UMFA in short. A name that embodies its purpose, a name that symbolizes a united front against the injustices of the past, a name that echoes the call for change. UMFA will not just be an organization, it will be a movement. It will lobby international and regional organizations, urging them to reconsider the boundaries set during colonization. UMFA will argue that sea access is decisive for the sovereignty and development of these landlocked countries. It will fight to ensure that these nations are not left stranded, but have a fair chance to prosper and thrive. UMFA will also support treaties like the Ethiopia-Somali Land Agreement, which are aimed at fostering unity and cooperation among African nations. It will stand as a testament that the call for change is not just about sea access, but also about unity, cooperation, and mutual respect among nations. However, UMFA's fight will not be an easy one. It will face numerous challenges and obstacles. But with the collective effort of the 16 landlocked nations, and the support of all those who believe in justice and equality, UMFA can overcome these challenges. The UMFA could be a beacon of hope, a catalyst for change, but they cannot do it alone. Scene script. Change begins with awareness, and that's where you come in. In the grand scheme of things, you might feel like a single drop in an ocean, but remember, each drop contributes to the might of the ocean. You, as an individual, have the power to bring about significant change. So how can you support this movement? It's simpler than you might think. The first step is to spread awareness, talk about it, share the facts with your friends, your family, your colleagues, your social media network. The more people know about the plight of these 16 landlocked African nations, the more pressure there will be on those in power to rectify this historical injustice. Next, lobby your local representatives. Send them letters, emails, make phone calls. Encourage them to support the cause of sea access for these countries. Remind them that the boundaries drawn during the colonial era have long outlived their relevance, and it's time for a change. Engage with international organizations. Reach out to bodies like the United Nations, the African Union, the World Trade Organization. Urge them to reconsider the colonial boundaries that have deprived these nations of their rightful access to the sea. Remember, these organizations exist to protect and promote the rights of nations and their people. But don't stop there, keep the conversation going. Share this video, like it. Subscribe to our channel, encourage others to do the same. Each like, each share, each subscription amplifies our voice and makes it more likely that those in power will hear our call. Remember, this isn't just about access to the sea, it's about rectifying a historical wrong, it's about sovereignty and development, it's about giving these countries the opportunity to thrive, to grow, to develop on their own terms. Every voice matters, your voice matters. Together we can rewrite the narrative for these 16 landlocked countries in Africa. The journey to justice and development for these landlocked countries is long and arduous, but not impossible. We've delved into the unseen chains of colonialism, the stifled opportunities and unfair boundaries that have been set. We've discussed the call for unity and change, the formation of an organization that fights for sea access and sovereignty. The United Movement for Fair Access, UMFA, is that beacon of hope. Your role in this movement is crucial. Whether you're from one of these 16 nations or not, your voice can create ripples of change. It's through collective action, unity, and shared understanding that we can revise these colonial boundaries. Sea access is not just about geography, it's about sovereignty, development, and the right to a prosperous future. Let's stand with the UMFA and these 16 nations. Share, like, and subscribe. Let's make waves for change.